Welcome to another Fantasy Goodfellas video where we talk about the top 30 wide receiver rankings for Week 5. You ready?
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
Rolling on the field.
The Fantasy Goodfellas.
All right, this is the third time I'm trying to make this video, and I'm falling apart each time. So I'm going to do this video a little bit different, where we're just going to throw in the top 10, throw in the top 20, and then throw in the top 30 and take a look at what we got. So bear with me as we do a little bit different. All right, the number 1 wide receiver is Tyreek Hill, home versus the New York Giants. Number 2, Justin Jefferson, home versus Kansas City. Number 3, Davante Adams versus the Green Bay Packers. Number 4, Jamar Chase at the Arizona Cardinals. And number 5, Cooper Kupp makes his return against the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 6, Stephon Diggs, home versus Jacksonville. Number 7, A.J. Brown at the Los Angeles Rams. At number 8, Puka Nacua, home versus the Philadelphia Eagles. At number 9, Amon-Ra St. Brown versus the Carolina Panthers. And number 10, Deebo Samuel versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now, what I want to point out about this list is Cooper Kupp's making his return, and no matter what happens in the previous week, some of these wide receivers you're going to start anyways, right? So if you got somebody like Tyreek Hill who had an off week, Jamar Chase had an off week, you're still starting them regardless of what happens. But the one thing I want to point out is Cooper Kupp makes his return. Now, how is that going to affect Puka Nacua, who had 163 receiving yards and 1 receiving touchdown? He was the 4th ranked. That's going to affect that offense. So that's something to pay attention to this week. So they're going against the Philadelphia Eagles. Cooper Kupp's obviously going to take some attention. Could improve some wide receivers. Maybe he is used as a distraction, but Cooper's return makes a difference. And then you got Deebo Samuel right there. Okay, let's continue this list. At number 11, CeeDee Lamb at the San Francisco 49ers. At number 12, Garrett Wilson at the Denver Broncos. 13, Jalen Waddle versus the New York Giants. At number 14, Brandon Ayuk, home versus the Dallas Cowboys. Number 15, Calvin Ridley at the Buffalo Bills. Number 16, Devontae Smith at the Los Angeles Rams. Number 17, Jerry Jeudy versus the New York Jets. Number 18, Nico Collins at the Atlanta Falcons. And number 19, DeAndre Hopkins at the Indianapolis Colts. And number 20, Chris Olave. Now again, with this list, I want to point out a couple things. What I see, we're not going to go into it because my voice is falling apart, but I want to talk about a couple things here. The first is you got 2 wide receivers in the top 14. You got Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel going against that tough Dallas defense. Now, Brandon Ayuk he was the 8th best wide receiver in week 4, but you're going against that Dallas defense. That's going to affect him. And you got Christian McCaffrey warming up. So you're telling me you're going against Dallas Cowboys and you're expecting to have 2 wide receivers in the top 14? I don't see that happening. I also want to point out that Garrett Wilson is going against the Denver Broncos. And that defense sucks. So if there's ever a week to put Garrett Wilson and ride him, it's this week versus the Denver Broncos. I expect him to have a really good game. Zach Wilson is getting the confidence around the league, outside in the sports world, and that is very interesting. Now, if you're a Nico Collins owner, you're loving it. He's given you a lot this season. He was the 3rd best wide receiver in week 4 overall. He was the 4th best wide receiver in week 2. He's been in the top 30 3 out of the 4 weeks. You're loving it. And then here, DeAndre Hopkins in the top 20. Get out of here. This is a joke. DeAndre Hopkins is not living up to the standards. And it just seems like he's a marquee name that people like to put in there week after week. He sucks. He's not. He's lost a step. Why do we keep on putting him there? I would not. I would keep him on your bench. And then Chris Olave, high expectations, had a good 1 out of the 4 weeks. You might consider benching him. All right, let's continue this list. At 21, DJ Moore at the Washington Commanders. Number 22, Marquez Brown makes the top 30 predictions versus Cincinnati Bengals. At number 23, Courtland Sutton versus the New York Jets. At 24, George Pickens versus the Baltimore Ravens. 25, Christian Watson at the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, we're going to do a quick intro. Hold on one second.
Those fantasy good fellas.
Rolling on the field.
Those fantasy good fellas.
Okay, my voice is falling apart. Let's see if I can finish this video. At number 26, Terry McLaurin versus the Chicago Bears. At 27, Christian Kirk at the Buffalo Bills. At 28, Michael Pittman Jr. versus the Tennessee Titans. 29, Adam Thielen at the Detroit Lions. And at number 30, Zay Flowers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Marquez Brown makes his first entry into the top wide receiver predictions. That's worth noting. Courtland Sutton's going against that tough New York Jets defense. And he got into the end zone. I think that's what makes him interesting. Here in week 3, he had a touchdown. Week 2, he was right outside the top 30. And in week 1, he had a touchdown. So if you look at how he's doing, he's had a touchdown 3 out of the 4 weeks. So I expect Courtland Sutton to do good. George Pickens versus the Baltimore Ravens. This is an interesting prediction here. Pickens has only been in the top 10 once this season, and it's something to be concerned about. And then some of these other just fill in. If you're making the top 30 here at 26 to 30, it's anybody's guess, but that's the way it looks like. All right, I'm not doing too good this week. My voice is falling apart, so just want to say good luck. Hope this video helps you decide on which lineups to have. And otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.